It's trash day. I'm putting you out. It's trash day. Putting you out. It's trash day. Putting you out of my mind. It's trash day. I'm putting you out. It's trash day. I'm putting you out. Trash day. I'm putting you out of my mind. Now I'm gonna clean up. Now I'm gonna clean up. Now I'm gonna clean up the house. I'm taking all your garbage. Taking all your garbage. Taking all your garbage.
Boom! Boom! Boom!
It's a new day! Yes, it is!
No, it's not, Mark. It's Can Crusher Day!
Back at it, two guys drinking beer. We're garbage men, and we talk wrestling.
Burning it down!
Burning it down.
As you can tell, we've got both the new champions in on our intro.
Right?
You like that?
The burning it down one, I didn't know.
You didn't know about that, did you?
I didn't know we were going to do that.
No.
Beers. Now.
Geez. Right now. Holy Moses.
Right now. I'm thirsty.
5 and 20 Brewing Pale Ale is what we got today. Brewed and brewed and bottled and by 5 and 20 Brewery in Westfield, New York.
Alcohol level is 5.4. Ingredients are malted barley, malted wheat, and 4 types of hops.
Generous hop additions give this medium-bodied pale ale its light, fruity citrus flavor.
I don't know why you got this one.
I don't know, because it was green.
Oh. This isn't bad. I like this one.
You like this one. I like it. It's not bad. It's hoppy.
I like this one.
It's got some hops to it.
Nice.
That means go play basketball later.
Oh, you got some ups. Got some ups, Paul. So, what a weekend of wrestling. We can touch on everything. We can touch on nothing. If you didn't watch NXT, watch NXT. It was amazing. My favorite match of the weekend was the first match of the weekend. Ricochet and Aleister Black against the War Raiders. Phenomenal. I'm talking to myself right now because Paul didn't have time to watch NXT with football and such, I know.
Right. It was a busy Saturday and
moving and
grooving. And,
yeah, I knew that was coming.
But from what I've heard, this is the first time in a long time that NXT didn't blow WWE pay-per-view out of the water.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was both of them were equally as good. And equally as bad.
NXT wins by default because it was legit 3 hours long. And WrestleMania is still going on.
Somewhere there's a match going on. I'm pretty sure The Undertaker could have come out at WrestleMania, but he'd had to open the show, and by the time Kofi would have won, he'd have been halfway down the ramp.
Right.
But that's for Monday night, I guess.
That is for Monday night. Well, more on that later.
Do you have any wrestling news?
I want to bitch about something, but we're saving that.
Saving the bitch.
The English professor will get the first word on it, the nice word on it.
And then Mark gets the last word, because guess what? It's his damn podcast.
So, no, we can roll right into WrestleMania. Well, yeah, there is some great news, actually, that if you haven't listened to the podcast, it was breaking news last Saturday.
Are you talking about OVW? I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, because Paul is actually going to...
I'm going to try it, man.
Yeah.
What else is there to do if you're 350
some odd pounds?
350-ish pounds and semi-athletic.
So those of you that didn't listen, why? 1... 2, it was also a live stream from OVW, so what the hell? OVW is starting a wrestling school.
An actual trade school. Like, you can get grants and stuff for this because it's an actual trade school.
Yeah, and they're going to show you the ins and outs. They're going to show you how to wrestle. They're going to show you camera. They're going to show you lighting. They're going to show you everything that you need to know. It's like a 60-credit course. But they're going to have, on June 1st, a combine. First ever combine for wrestlers, and it's men and women. It's not just Paul competing against me. It's Paul competing against, I can't say the likes of whom, but people.
But this is for, they're going to handpick people to invite to this combine, but you can go on their website and...
It's WA.live.
You got to put www dot.
Yeah, in front of that, of course.
Because if not, you'll get some weird Japanese porn site.
No, it's a local wrestling that I got. It's
definitely a weird Japanese porn site.
But what they're doing, they're going to invite 15 invites. Boom, they're in the mail. But the other 285 is up to, showing up and everything. Get your stuff in.
Yeah.
So
do it up.
Lucky
for me, I got a great producer who produces a podcast and he likes to make videos. And
yeah, who's that?
You.
Oh,
he's doing it all because he's my best friend.
You have to do a 30 second.
Money needed.
You have to do a 30-second promo. There's some type of testing that needs to be done, which that's where I would fail, like psychological testing, so on and so forth. But it's out there. ASWA.live. Of course, put the www in front of it.
Or else you get weird Japanese porn. Stay away from Japanese porn. Wax on.
Overall,
nothing.
OVW, I did, but I'm trying to be good on this one. Overall, OVW is going to put about $500,000 into their talent. Because some of them are going to get scholarships right off the get. Worth about roughly $10,000.
That's awesome.
Right?
That's big news.
They're going to give you type of a study job, and they're going to take care of you. So this is huge. And the other news, not as big as OVW's, but just as big for us, we will be there that day of the Combine, Facebook Living it.
As
in Mark and his family. Yeah.
Mark and his family.
Mark will be Facebook Living it that day, talking to anybody I possibly can. The week prior, we're going down and we're going to hash things out with Al Snow and Chad Miller and just discuss. They want that on? Sure, I'll put that on. Whatever they want on. It's just, this is going to be huge for us, though.
The best thing I like about the podcast, the direction that you've taken it and where we're going, and I'm sure that a lot of guys agree with you, is when you do the wrestler spotlight, it's not 2 or 3 guys. You sit down with one guy and you talk about them. You don't talk about anybody else.
Me?
Everybody
should talk about me.
No, you talk about them.
Yeah, I do.
And
I love it.
And it's not like, because normally when they do wrestling spotlights, they get like a 10-minute thing or like a 5-minute thing. But no, you give them amount of time.
Half an hour to an hour, depending how busy they are.
Right. And you get to learn about these wrestlers, these entertainers, these people who put their body on the line just to give us pleasure. And that's awesome. I love that. That's the direction that went. And I'm hoping that it stays in that direction, that it's just a one person.
I'm backfilled probably to the end of May with spotlights. But going places, at the end of this month, I'm going to the Crockett Cup. So I hope there's more opening up there.
Right.
For the Crockett Cup and NWA and ROH, because they're merging together. So I don't know where it's going. But
when we started this a year ago.
June 6th.
Almost a year ago, we had no idea where it was going anyway.
We were drinking beer and talking wrestling.
Right. And we decided that we wanted everybody to hear that.
And now we have our banner hanging in Davis Arena,
right.
OVW's Arena in Kentucky.
We have 2 T-shirts.
We have
millions of stickers.
And I think 1 koozie left.
1 koozie left. See that? Moving on up.
We are.
Moving on to the east side.
I can do that walk. All right, we're going to start right with WrestleMania, then do it OVW. OVW is going to be long this week because I have last week's episode and the Saturday night special that I watched. I bet you I watched, Paul, this weekend, and the wife loved it. Air quotes.
Probably 24 hours of wrestling.
36.
Wow.
36 hours of wrestling I put in this week because I've also watched some of the G1, the indie stuff with ROH and New Japan and everything. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm tired, but I love it. So,
he's like McDonald's right now. He's loving it.
Serving millions.
And millions.
So get to it right off the bat. Colin won 10 matches. He lost 4 because we did not do the tag team ones. They came in too late while I was interviewing everybody. So Colin got 10 right. I got 7 right. The English professor got 7 right. IRS got 6 right. And Paul got 4 right.
So I get to buy Colin a 6-pack of beer. Hope you like crappy beer, Colin, because that's what you're getting. Winner.
So it was fun. It was nice. You know what I liked? A little get together that we had.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah.
And maybe next WrestleMania season we could maybe do it a little bigger.
Go there. It's in Tampa.
No, not that big yet.
Oh.
Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Maybe like a fire hall or something, and we'll put it on a big screen. Awesomeness.
Yeah, we have
the Super Bowl for nerds.
We have a little bit of an interview as well with Pat. He went to WrestleMania. They did not wrestle in front of him, though.
No, I would not figure. He got a haircut from the helicopters coming by.
Right, he should have stayed home and watched it.
No,
I'm lying.
You get that ultimate experience. I bet it was awesome.
I'm lying.
I bet he's going to be like a little kid with his interview.
He is. It was great. Actually, Saturday, real quick, then we'll get to the damn matches. I was jealous. He started sending pictures, and I'm like, damn it, it's in New York.
It's in New York.
Why didn't I go? At least Access. Access is what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
But I'm an idiot. The wife said I can go next year. Then I told her it's in Tampa. She's like, why don't you wait till it comes closer again? So it'll be in New York, I bet you, in 5 years again.
Yeah, it might be closer than that. You never know.
LA the year after. It's already been leaked. With the new stadium. I'll go to Detroit. Of course I'll go to Detroit.
Why wouldn't you?
Right? I can catch two. A baseball
Maybe
game.
Pittsburgh will get one.
Maybe St. Mary's will too. All right. Mania. The pre-show starts with Buddy Murphy against Tony Nese. This was a good match. This was a really good match back and forth. I don't have gists of notes, guys.
I picked Buddy Murphy. Mark picked Tony
Everybody
Nese.
picked Nese but you.
Everybody but me. Guess what? I lost.
I'm glad to see Nese picking up the win. I don't know. I think Buddy should move up now. I really do. He's built enough. He's built bigger than Ali.
Yeah, I was going to say Ali's up there, so what's the difference?
Right? So, guys, we're not going to spoil everything. If you've not watched it, you're going to get the winners, but you got to watch the matches. You really do. The Women's Battle Royal, I'm disappointed in that. I love who won, even though it wasn't Sonya. I love who won, but there was maybe 18 in it.
Well, because they have the Women's Royal Rumble now. So to do a Battle Royal, like, you're not going to call in a bunch of people just for that.
I wouldn't have minded it. I wouldn't have minded.
Then move the Women's Royal Rumble to WrestleMania.
No, because then it's Royal Rumble. There's a pay-per-view called Royal Rumble.
Then quit being grumpy about it.
All right, but Mella won. She kind of hit outside the whole time and came in and took care of Sarah Logan. But it was good. It's keeping Mella fabulous and fresh. Right. Next match. Damn, I'm shocked they did this. I really am.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it, but after what Dash Wilder did Saturday night at the Hall of Fame, and you guys will know, I want a Revival shirt. I want to, hug.
Revival koozie.
I do. I want to cuddle with Revival. It's just, yes. Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead. You're good.
Ryder and Hawkins won the tag team titles.
Oh. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. The streak's over, bud.
It is over. It is over.
And that, in my book, puts Zack Ryder as Mr. WrestleMania.
You waited until I had beer in my mouth.
Two WrestleManias in a row, he's won a championship.
He did nothing to...
2 WrestleManias in a row?
No, he did not win it last year.
He won the Intercontinental Championship last year.
It was not last year.
And lost it to Miz the next day.
It was not last year.
Document, check it out.
I really don't think.
Mickey's
even mad at you now.
I'm almost positive it was last year.
Then we come to a low point of WrestleMania. If we're going to grade, yeah, everybody got it right except me. Braun won. Nobody gave me the field. This was stupid. This was
the Men's Battle Royal?
This was outright stupid. Like
I didn't get it right either. I picked Gronk. I figured Gronk was coming.
There was 50 people in this, and people were bailing. They just, boom, out. When the guys from SNL hid the whole time, it was stupid.
The writing on the wall.
It was, and I don't know what the hell. I should have went smart and picked Braun. I might have had a chance on a couple of these, but Alexis and Hogan open WrestleMania, and they make a big announcement that Brock and Seth are going to start the show, and I was excited about that. I was legit excited about that.
Oh, yeah, that was the best part of the show, because then I didn't have to wait around to watch Brock Lesnar lose.
Right?
And I was pumped for it. Even though I don't believe I picked him to win. We didn't even, oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yep, I didn't pick him to win.
You picked Brock to win.
I picked Brock to win.
Yeah. Because of course, we also said, no way in hell they're giving us everything.
Right.
Guess what they did?
They gave us, well, we're not there yet.
Okay, but Seth really didn't do much in this match. He took a hell of a beating.
Oh, yeah. And then he got a low blow when the ref's eyes were diverted, and then curb stomp.
And then the pin. Yeah, so it's opened for more down the line if anything happens.
If Brock should come back. God, I hope.
I hope so. Jeez, that would be amazing. Randy and AJ, we thought this could be a match that stole the show. And it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't
as
phenomenal.
good as we thought as it could be.
Yeah, it wasn't as big as we thought. But AJ got the win, which I think was right. I think it was right that AJ got the win. I don't want to say he's a youngster, but Randy doesn't need wins.
No, and neither does AJ, though.
No, but Randy doesn't need him at all. He's still going to be the Viper. He's still going to be the Rattlesnake. He still can hit that RKO.
No, he's never going to be the Rattlesnake.
What's tougher, a Viper or a Rattlesnake?
Viper.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why? I'm taking a drink, so take care of this.
I'm pretty sure that it's faster. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that a Viper is faster and sneakier and more poisonous. But I'm just making all this up as I go.
Oh, we both hate snakes, so
yeah, not a fan.
Neither one of us would even look this up.
Right.
Next up was Usos, The Bar, Shinsuke, and
Rusev Day.
Wow.
God.
And who else did they fight?
I was just getting ready to take a drink.
Oh, NXT.
NXT.
Yeah. I actually thought this was where NXT was going to win.
I thought so too, and we were wrong.
Well, we both picked Usos.
Did we?
No, well, we didn't even pick this match. I would have picked the Usos.
Yeah.
I would have picked them. But this is where NXT, I thought, well, this is, if you're going to keep them on the roster and keep them up, this is what you do. You give them the SmackDown titles. Well, the Usos went over. Boom. It was a good match, of course, but whatever. Next matchup, this is where I go 3-3. It was Miz against Shane, and another stupid outcome. I did not like the outcome of this. They fought all over the place. They were so close to getting to Pat. They were so close. About another deck and a half. This was the closest match to Pat.
Yes, this was. You've probably seen more of this match than any other match.
Right.
Was he blinded by the lights?
I don't want to sing the rest of that because I can't sing well.
Oh, that's fine. But this match ended stupidly.
Yes.
With a suplex off of a pedestal or podium.
Camera
crate thing.
Hi.
15 feet off the ground, but there was 5 feet of boxes underneath them.
In styrofoam. Better than
Puff, the Magic Dragon came out when they landed.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
So you wouldn't sing the other song, but you sing this song.
I like Puff the Magic Dragon.
There we go.
The dog's gonna rip shit. So nonetheless, Shane gets this win because he falls onto him after the superplex. Yeah. The next matchup is the women's tag. Legit huggers, Samoa Slaughterhouse, Beth and Nat, and then the Iconics. Again, after what happened Saturday, I thought this was a perfect time now. I didn't switch gears, but I thought this is a perfect time now to put it on Beth and Nat. Have it be for a day.
Right.
I thought they're going to give her this. They're going to change the whole system up and give her this because of what happened. But I'm happy the Iconics won.
Yeah, we were both wrong on this. I picked Beth and Nat. You picked Legit Huggers.
Nobody picked
the Iconics.
Nobody picked the Iconics, but I like that they have it now.
Right.
Nothing against Sasha and Bayley. They're always my girls. And then comes up Kofi and Daniel. This match was after the War Raiders and NXT on Saturday. I think this was probably one of the best matches.
Ooh, boy. Those were bold words. Daniel Bryant carried Kofi Kingston a lot in this match.
Right.
Kofi botched a lot of stuff. And I don't want to say that in a bad way because I'm sure that this is probably one of the biggest moments of Kofi's life. So he's going to be, wrestling life. So he's going to be nervous.
He has 2 kids. That's probably the best.
Well, I meant wrestling life. Because he's not really Kofi Kingston. He's Kofi in the ring. So we'll go with that. But,
boom, boom, boom.
He was probably nervous, so there was some stuff that he messed up a little bit. But match of the night, definitely.
Yeah. The story just continued into the match.
Yes.
Just the underdog, the B-plus player that Kofi is, and I thought, damn it, he's gonna lose. This is gonna be one check against, and this is, even I picked Daniel. I picked Daniel.
You did pick Daniel. I got this one right for once.
Yeah, because you thought the other one was not going to be the gimme.
Right.
But again, Kofi gets the win, and it changes everything. 4th African-American champion ever. It was.
Right.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's way
He was
overdue.
the first WWE heavyweight champion.
Right. Yeah. Way overdue. A lot of wrestlers tweeted about this, about how awesome it is. One tweet, superstar Billy Graham says, now you have to start taking steroids and you'll keep your title longer. I don't know where the hell, he's off his rocker a little bit.
He's old.
Yeah, he's a little bit crazy. But nonetheless, I'm happy Kofi has it. How long?
We're all happy Kofi has it. How long, we will find out.
We'll find out. I almost thought it was going to be Monday. Next matchup, and this was done perfect. I think this was the perfect amount of match for this match. Ray against Samoa Joe.
It was 60 seconds.
Right.
The fastest match in in WrestleMania history.
No, that's a lie.
It's not a lie.
That is a lie.
Not a lie.
King Kong Bundy squashed somebody. Yeah, Document talked about it 3 weeks ago.
I didn't even listen.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not the fastest match. Maybe fastest U.S. title match.
Maybe.
In history.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That sounds
I
good.
heard something like that.
Of course you did. But with Ray being a little nicked up, and this story could go longer, and they brought Dominic in for 2 weeks in a row, and then Dominic, I don't know if he no-showed, but he didn't come out with his dad. I don't know, but boom, bang, boom, he caught a clutch. See you later. Ray is gone.
After Ray hit the 619, though.
Yeah. So you were here, and we actually thought, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Is Ray going to win this? But 619, Joe stumbled a little bit, and then lights out. Roman against Drew. This is one that I don't think it went over well.
No, it didn't need to be on here. They're just building Roman back up.
Right. Well,
but
he it wasn't a squash, but damn well should have been.
Right.
May have been, but Roman wins.
But Drew is still more popular.
He is popular right now.
Than Roman.
He is popular. I agree. Well, I don't know than Roman.
But the kids with Roman, but like
us.
Besides
Document again.
We'd rather see Drew.
Right, we would rather see Drew. Probably one of the greatest segments in WrestleMania history is up next. Elias. Elias just wants to sing. He's playing the piano, he's playing the drums, and he's on the guitar. Gets ready to sing a little song.
And then...
Thug Life.
Thug Life.
He looked good, but I wish he would have had a haircut because you could still see some of his hair peeking out.
Yes.
Even though he had his flat-brimmed hat on.
And he can still spit bars.
He can. It was great. I loved that Thugonomics came back. I was enthralled and whatever. I loved it all.
John Cena about to turn heel. Well, maybe. I'm okay with that.
I think that was just a phase for the night. Just some rhymes. He's definitely not turning heel. No, not happening. Then we move on to the worst match of the weekend. By far. And people fight me over this. I don't care. This Triple H Batista match sucked.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. Batista tripped getting into the ring.
Right. So then he got out of the ring, went back around and waved to people again, and he got back in the ring.
Well, he was talking smack to Triple H's dad.
Whatever. But he did all that so they had a piece that they could cut and paste together on video or whatever that doesn't make him look like a schlode getting into the ring.
Nailed it.
Right? That's exactly what it was for.
But good news, ladies and gentlemen, Triple H will be able to wrestle again. Because
real soon.
In-ring career is still on.
Real soon. Probably at the next Crown Jewel.
He beat Dave Batista. And then Batista retired on Monday.
Via tweet.
Via tweet. I'm done. Go see his movie Stubber, though.
You think that's going to be awesome?
I think it's going to be funny.
No.
Yeah.
No. Corbin against Kurt.
I'm partial to cab drivers because of
stupid humor. Is
stupid.
What you like.
I
love stupid humor, but
I'm partial to cab drivers because of Deadpool.
Oh,
yeah. So I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Corbin against Angle.
Nobody cares.
Corbin went over. Soup was right. I guess he said Angle needs to lay down and give Corbin a push.
And he did. But people still aren't going to like Baron Corbin.
No, he still sucks.
Unless he changes his gimmick. Because TGIF Fridays
closed.
Manager is not doing it for you.
So you want the long hair lone wolf back?
Maybe just something, maybe a bouncer type deal. Like get the lone wolf moniker back. But
Big
you don't have to
music.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Bob against Finn on right before the main event.
Bob against the Demon.
Well, yeah, Bob was possessed. Did you see his yellow eyes? It's like somebody pissed in his eyes.
Or maybe he's gone jaundice.
Where? I thought you were going to say gonorrhea.
No, I was going to, but that's not what I'm thinking. I think it's jaundice.
It is jaundice.
It turns your eyes yellow.
Damn.
Maybe he's got some black tarry stool.
Quick work on this one. Finn's your new IC champ. Once he was announced as Demon, if you follow wrestling, you should.
The Demon doesn't lose.
No.
Ever.
No. I was disappointed in his Demon entrance, though. It wasn't as good. The paint wasn't the same. He had more on the back.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Of course you would. And now we get to the main event. The women, Becky against Flair, against Ronda. And
this was a good match.
This was a good match. The downfall is it started at midnight. And I will leak some of the stuff. Pat said his whole row left before this match kind of started. It was getting cold. We've already had 7 hours of wrestling. You're
outside in New York in April. It's not going to be warm.
Right. I'm not saying Pat left.
No.
He's a champ.
If I was Pat, I would have been looking for seats closer.
Of course.
And stumbled down there.
Right?
Because I would have been drinking.
No. Pat said 2 beers, $28.
Stop. That doesn't hinder me a bit.
Not at all.
I'm there for I'm only here for a little time, so I'm gonna have a good time.
Listen to this. Bex wins and controversy.
Ronda's shoulders weren't down.
Right,
but they didn't show that on the clip on Monday night.
We didn't see Ronda or Flair Monday or Tuesday, and Paul just stepped on a nail or something. So we're gonna take a quick break. OVW report right around the corner. So it's time for my OVW report, guys. I know we just got done saying this in the first segment, but huge announcement last Saturday at WrestleCon with Al Snow and Chad Miller. ASWA.live. Of course, put your www in front of it. And that is where you'll be able to sign up for the Combine for Al Snow Wrestling School. I mean, this is huge news. This is groundbreaking, history-making news. It really is. Check it out. If you've ever wanted to be a wrestler, give it a try for your dreams. Really, this is my dream. I love this side of it. Working with OVW, letting everybody know. If you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to the interview that I had. Chad Miller called into Can Crusher, sent me a text, hey, I want to break something to Can Crushers. So we talked Saturday morning when this was going on so we could put it out at the same time that Al Snow was making that announcement in New York. Exclusive here for Can Crushers. But let's talk about OVW 1025. And it starts off right with the TV Gauntlet, and this is amazing. This is really, every week, the TV Gauntlet, you have to run the Gauntlet to keep this title. And it's phenomenal. It really is. There's no advantage for the champion. He could come out first, he could come out last, somewhere in the middle. It's just unbelievable what they're doing with this TV title, and it showcases a lot of talent. That's probably my favorite part, because they have an hour show. But you get so many matches just in this TV Gauntlet, and shut up, Mark, and let's go with it. So it's Brandon Wolf against Chase Destiny. Two great quick workers. They really are back and forth. It was a quick roll-up for Wolf after some back and forth. So now Dimes comes out, and it's, again, quick-paced again. Reversals. These two really shined. They really did. Wolf and Dimes were awesome. Lots of high-octane moves. Dimes hits the Changemaker, which, guys, if you don't know what that is, kind of like RKO, Diamond Cutter. Get on the freaking network and watch it. It's only $4.99. And Wolf was actually coming off the second rope. Next up is DL3, but the whole entourage comes out. And it was quick. DL3 is bringing it to Dimes. Shiloh does get involved a little bit. Big D gets involved a little bit. But another Changemaker on DL3, Dimes wins. As soon as the ref hits 3, because Shiloh knew it was coming, he dives into the ring and just starts laying waste to Dimes. Pow, 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 just kicking him, knee strikes and everything. Dimes does get control. Shiloh tries a spear in the corner. Dimes floats over for the sunset power bomb flip and gets the win. Next up is Big D from Entourage. He tosses him to the outside. DL3 tries and hits him. He hits him with the belt. Dimes gets back in. Another sunset flip for the win. And then all the Entourage goes in and just beats the living hell out of Dimes after the match. But Big Zoe and Chase Destiny come in to make the save, and that sets up something for Saturday night. We have the results for the Saturday night special. Can't get really into the matches, but I can at least give you the results, and a lot of stuff happened. You see Sam Thompson backstage. He's talking to Aston and Cove. They're making fun of him. They're saying, you're a pansy, this, that, and the other thing. And he's going to try. He's going to try his damnedest to beat Cash Flow. He already said it, that he's putting his career on the line. As he turns to leave, his face runs right into the chest of Cash Flow. Flow, you've heard him before on Can Crushers, just laughs and says, I'll see you Saturday night. And I wouldn't want to mess with Cash Flow. I really wouldn't. He's a behemoth. The chops are like the chops heard around the world. Now we get there, back in the ring, and there's a casket in the ring. And this music is ominous. It's really not funeral music. It's eerie. It's very eerie. And out come Danny and Colton Cage, and they're going to have a funeral for Dustin Jackson. There's a picture up that says, "We won't miss you," of Dustin. And this just gets weird. It really does. Colton says he wants to remember his friend, and he remembers him as the best mouth breather, the tallest Oompa Loompa, and then boom! Dustin Jackson, mummified in the face, breaks out of the casket and beats Colton Cage's ass. Dustin then gets the mic and he says, "I might not be cleared. I don't care. I still want to fight." So Gilbert slides into the ring and he's trying to talk him out of him, saying, "Dude, you have a family. You know, this could ruin your wrestling career. You know, people care about you." And Dustin says, "I want to fight. I don't care what has been said. I want to fight." So it's set up. It's a cage match for SNS. And Gilbert says, "All right, well, we knew this was going to happen, so we have it ready. The hold harmless contract." Dustin signs it, and we're set. Steel cage match for Saturday night. Dustin Jackson against Colton Cage. The video goes a little weird here on OVW. So you have the War King talking to King's Ransom. I don't know if they're together, but it's just Jackson Crimson telling Ransom that they're not going to win the titles no matter what they do. They're Queen's Ransom, this, that, and the other. Then it flips over to King's Ransom saying, "Hey, we're finally happy that you guys are going to give us a damn shot, that you guys are actually going to be in the same place this time, and they're going to kick their ass." Comes back out, and Gilbert and Josh are running down the matches of what's going on and what's set up for the SNS, and Jay Lee comes out. Oh, Jay Lee. And she can't wait to get her hands on Callie, and she's going to end her career. Well, Valor grabs a mic and says, "Hey, I can help. I not just at ringside. I can make myself in the match since last week. I beat Callie." Jay Lee snaps and throttles Valerie. Just beats the snot out of her. Valerie's left in the middle of the ring, laying there, and Jay Lee leaves. So, I don't know. Jay Lee is on a tear right now and just ready to go. They recapped the whole Justin Smooth, Tony Gunn thing that happened last week and how Justin Smooth ended up beating the Rockstar wrestler. And now Tony actually heads to the ring and he finds out that his match is against Cash Flow. This is a great match. It really is hard-hitting match. At one point, I think Cash Flow is going to win. He hits him. Gunn's just having trouble with him. Smooth and Gunn getting a little verbal altercation on the outside. Boom. Flow hits him, but Gunn turns around, hits the kill shot, and then just runs after Smooth. They actually end up tussling outside the ring, and that's the way that the show ends. But, as I said, I have the results, and I'll run down them quickly and tell you what happened a little bit. So, first starting is the women's match, and Callie wins. She keeps the title, but Jay Lee quit OVW. She grabs a mic and she says she quits. So that kind of pisses me off. I don't know where Jay Lee's going with this. I really hope she didn't quit OVW because, she's the it girl. She's great. Callie's phenomenal, though. She is uber athletic. So we'll have to see from there. There was a battle royal that was won by Amon. Valerie Vermin actually ended up fighting Thunder Kitty, and Thunder Kitty got the win. The Entourage, in that whole scheme that I just talked about, it was Shiloh, DL3, and Big D versus Chase Destiny, Big Zoe, and Dimes. And the winners were the Entourage. Next up, Sam's career was on the line against Cash Flow, and Cash Flow won via countout. But it's been posted already that Sam's career is done. So maybe he can talk about it since it was via countout. There was a return. DL3 comes back out, and Megan Bale comes out and beats the snot out of DL3. And then we're on to the heavyweight championship match. Trinidad Titan Justin Smooth against Shotgun Tony Gunn. And the ref counts to 3, and they're both knocked out. So nonetheless, your winner is nobody. Gunn keeps his title via the draw. So, and now we're on to the main event, which is the OVW Tag Team Championship match. King's Ransom, Maximus and Leonis Khan against the War Kings, Crimson and Jax Dane. Jax Dane, who we had on Can Crusher Spotlight last week. And we get new OVW champions. And this is actually the main event. I've said main event 7 or 8 times because this was a great card. It was unbelievable, this card that OVW put up the same weekend as WrestleMania, Saturday night. Dustin Jackson wins via pinfall. Spoiler, he jumps off the cage onto Colton Cage for the 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable. Guys, you'll be able to watch that on the network here a few days, maybe a week or so. OVW Network, $4.99. Get it.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. 2 entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
And we're back on Can Crushers with Pat Lupino. Pat, you really don't have a nickname yet. Macho Man's your dad. We could go back to some random high school nicknames, but we won't. So we'll just leave it at that. You're the only Can Crusher that made it to WrestleMania this year. And the pictures that you were sending me were pissing me off more and more because you look like you had a blast.
Oh, Mark, I had it was a great time. Good overall experience there. Saturday we went to Access. We drove up Saturday early, and then Access had like a morning show, an afternoon, and evening. So we hit the I think it was 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock spot. So once we got there, it was like 45 minutes before it started. They let VIPs in a half hour early, and then we got let in at 1 o'clock. And it wasn't too bad. We walked around. As soon as we walked in there, they had an entrance where you can pick whoever you wanted theme entrance and walk down to Triple H or Batista, and then walk down there filming you, and like a bunch of guys with their kids doing it. Some older people like us were doing it. I did not do that. Tanya asked me if I wanted to. I'm like, I'm good.
Well, if anybody wants to see you doing a Triple H one, they can go to YouTube and type in Martinez wedding entrance, and they can see you doing that wonderful spit that you do.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm glad you love that.
We all do. We all do. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Whatever. So there was that, and then like there was like it was on a pier, so there was 2 sections of buildings, and they were connected with like a pier or like a hallway. Like they enclosed it so you could walk in between the 2 sections. So the first section was like the entrance thing, and you walked around, and they had tables of 3. They and it was just random people. Let's see. The first table I went to was Ruby Riott, and it was Drake Maverick. And then that Jack Gallagher, the UK guy, or Jack Gallagher, yeah, they were at one table. And then, like, you know, we walked around and seen, like, the difference. There's really no rhyme and reason how they put these guys together. Because it kind of made me mad because, like, I went and, you know, talked to Ruby. Ruby was great. She was so nice. There was, like, a line next to us where they let disabled people are handicapped ahead of the line. Like they just alternated once they got to that part. So she was, I was next, or the lady ahead of us was next, and she had some, her kids were, had Down syndrome or whatever. So Ruby were talking to them, and you could tell like it was all natural for her. She's like super sweet girl with these kids and stuff like that. And then like we got up next, and we ended up talking to her, and so nice. It was cool with her. I, you know, got a picture with her, autograph, and went down the line, and then went around to a few other tables, walked around. They had a place where you could do commentary. You could call matches and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. We heard some people yelling and stuff, and we're like, and Tanya's like, "Is John and Mark here?" I hear them. They're really into it. They're doing a good job on it, and. Let's see. We walked over to the other side where they had the legend side where they had all the statues. They had the statues there, and then like they had all the posters up for all the WrestleManias and information about, you know, different ones. They had like a random chair there for WrestleMania 3. They had Zack Ryder's outfit for when he won the IC belt. Jericho's stuff there. They had some stuff from the Hall of Fame this year there. That was cool. And then the other building, they had like they had the VIP guy who was at our time frame was Daniel Bryan. And then they had some other guys over there. NXTs were wrestling over there. They had an old school ring, like for the first WrestleMania ring, so you could take a picture with Mean Gene and like the WrestleMania logo. That was cool. And then at 3 o'clock they switched. So they switched everybody up. And they had different wrestlers. The next VIP was Braun Strowman, because that was actually the only information we knew going into there. Because like we bought the tickets in February, and we knew Bryan and Strowman were going to be there, but no one else was announced yet until like a couple weeks prior. It was kind of like a crapshoot on that. So they switched all that stuff around, and then like this is the only time I actually got a little bit heated. Because, like, we're walking around because Tanya, she wants to see Lana. And, like, she wasn't at the 1 o'clock, but she was going to be at the 3 o'clock showing. So we're like, they didn't announce where they were going to be at. So they just, like, changed the screen up. And then, like, those are the next wrestlers there. So next screen showed up, and it was the rest of the Riot Squad and the NXT champ, Johnny Gargano. Is that his name?
Gargano.
Gargano.
Yeah.
So all these kids saw that, and they just started humping it. And then they're like going towards me, and like I was walking this one way, they're going the opposite way, and they started pushing at me, and I'm like falling back, and I'm pushing back, and I'm like struggling to stand up. My wife's behind me, and I'm getting heated. I'm trying not to be, I get why they're excited. I was once young, and I had to throw the dad voice out there and yell a little bit, and then they kind of just went around me and stuff like that, and then it was all good. But didn't get because I don't understand. Like, if you have one of the Riot Squad at 1 o'clock, why didn't you just have all three of them at the same table like that? They're at the same show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're
That's
stupid.
stupid.
You're gonna see all of them. Like, but whatever. And I think that's when I lost Tanya. But then I found her back for the Lana sign, and then she was telling me later on, this is how nice that these people were. One guy goes up to one of the access people and like, look, my kids had heart surgery a couple weeks ago, and it's really hot in here. He's in a wheelchair and stuff. We didn't fill out the paperwork for the handicap wristband or whatever, but I assure you he had heart surgery. I can show you the scar. And then the staff member's like, don't worry about it. He's like, here's your wristband. Yeah, just have fun. Because like after a while it got hot in there. It was, I guess there's so many people in there. That's just, it is what it is. The AC couldn't keep up or whatever. But it was fun though. We both had a blast. Waited most of the time in the line for Lana because it was her, Apollo Crews, and that Walter dude that won the belt. They're all in one row, but they had to shut off the line there because as soon as Lana comes up, like everyone rushed to see her, like how popular she is. I didn't realize she was that popular, but she is.
Yeah,
she was stupid.
That's unbelievable, Pat. When you were sending me the pictures, I'll leak the information that I was just like, damn, I should have went. So, guys, if you want to see all the pictures that Pat just talked about, head over to our website. They're up. I stole all those pictures, even the ones with your wives in. So, your wives or your wife? Never mind. So that was Saturday. Tell us about Sunday. It was a long day Sunday, wasn't it?
Sunday was super long because we wanted to go in the city and like do a couple things. So, I mean, we went to the 9/11 memorial and we went down to Times Square. And then we're like, oh, crap, we got to get back because we need to head back there. And we seen a bunch of people downtown with WrestleMania shirts, this and that. I pre-gamed with my shirt because I had a WrestleMania shirt on with Becky Lynch on. It was nice.
Nice.
Earlier, I had the Ric Flair shirt on. And I was hearing woos, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, it's me. And I'm like, sweet. I'm like, people are wooing me. And the best was I seen like 5 guys, and they had I thought it was WrestleMania shirt, but it said WrestleBachia shirt or something like that, and it was like groomsmen, and that's what they were doing for their wedding, or the groomsmen that they were going to WrestleMania.
Why didn't you assholes think of that for me? Why didn't you guys think of that for me? You sons of bitches.
It's John's fault. He dropped the ball.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know. I thought about that. I'm like, man, that would have been good. I'm like, we're just going to have to do that for the next one.
Right.
Anyway. Well, Paul's getting married. We do that for him.
We can do that for him. That's right. Like, well, October's right around the corner, so he has to do SummerSlam then.
Yeah, we'll just do SummerSlam.
Okay.
But anyway, so grab some trains and we head off. I missed the first couple matches there, but I watched the first match on the network. So I was like, I got the network. I can watch this. Got there about the Women's Battle Royal, and I mean, the train just stopped us right at MetLife Stadium, right in the front. So it wasn't a very far walk to the gate. So that was pretty cool. Found our seats and stuff. We were way up high. We were like camera side, like towards the entranceway and stuff like that. If we were a little bit further over, it'd been better because like it would have been cool to see the entrances. But when they were showing the entrances, what I didn't like was they weren't showing them on the TVs, on the big TVs all around the stadium. Like, why weren't you doing that? Like, because like for me and the other people that couldn't see, like we could have seen it if it was up on the jumbotron or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not the WrestleMania sign, but whatever. What are you gonna do? So the pre-show was, I don't know. I mean, we were there. It was WrestleMania. That was cool. I mean, it was just the pre-show, so we weren't like too worried about it. And then, of course, the Rollins match started up, which no one thought that was going to start up. You know what I mean? Like, that just went right off the bat.
That, as we said, that kind of surprised us all right off the get, but a good surprise for sure.
It was a good surprise, but then, like, I didn't care for the match because Ron beat the crap out of him, and then he did 3 curb stomps, and there you go. See you later, Ron. But whatever. It is what it is. And then, like, but I think after that, then everything started picking up then, because the second match was Orton and AJ, and then, like, it started going up from there.
Yeah, but it also
I had a lot of fun.
It also died, too, at one point. Right after the Thugonomics from Cena, you had some rough matches. You had Triple H against Batista, which was old Jurassic Park. You had Kurt and Corbin, which really didn't do much. And then they tried to pump up Bob and Finn with the Demon, but the Demon wasn't, it was quick. It was a minute match.
Well, I was talking to Tanya, like, I think after the Kofi match, like, everything died down. Like, it was a great match, and he finally won. And, I mean, everyone's dancing the New Day when he first came out there. It was awesome. And then, like, it just dropped. The card dropped after that. Then they were doing fast finishes because they were running out of time.
What was the weather like? Because at my house it was a nice 75 degrees, and we drank about a 30-pack, and Colin damn near passed out. But all in all, we had nice weather.
We did not, and I did not drink a 30-pack because I wouldn't have been able to afford a 30-pack. We pre-gamed and had a few beers before we got there. And as soon as we got there, we got 2 drinks, and it was $28. And I'm like, well, I won't be drinking here too much longer.
Oh,
like,
my God.
2 drinks, $28. I'm like, I don't need beer that bad. I'm like, wow. I'm like, we're not drinking it. And you expect that, but good God, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I wish we'd have prepared the weather a little bit better. Like, I had a sweatshirt on over my shirt and stuff, so I was like decent. But like towards the end of the night, I was getting a little bit chilly. So if I'd have got one more sweatshirt, I think I'd have been fine. She brought like a big coat, but she was putting it on her legs, and she wished she would have brought a blanket. But other than that, like, it was decent. Yeah, like I said, towards the end, like everything just died down. Like they just lost the crowd towards the end because we were tired. They were exhausted. You could get there at 1:00 and tailgate. Like people were there at like probably 1:00. You couldn't get in the stadium, but like you were there at 1:00.
So there was people legit there for 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I think 12 or 1 they opened it up. But you could tailgate, but they didn't open the building until like 4 or 5, somewhere in there, because they're still setting everything up and they want everybody seeing that stuff. Yeah, you could be there for a long time, and then. On certain levels, you can get the chairs. You can bring the chairs back with you.
Yeah.
I was talking to some of those people. Those people loved it, but they said once everybody stood up, they couldn't see anything because the ramp was very gradual. So it wasn't really like much of they paid a lot of money for those seats for that chair. And I don't know like how much standing up and down they were doing, but like that kind of stinks if you pay that kind of money, get the chair, and then like you can't see half the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. So overall, next year it's in Tampa. It's been leaked that in 2 years it's going to be in Los Angeles, and their new one, they'll throw one in the Midwest someplace. So we're looking 4 or 5 years before it comes back to New York, roughly. That's my guess. Would you go back?
Oh, definitely. I would definitely go back. I'm hoping it's shorter next time, a lot shorter. Because I feel like I watched NXT on Friday, and I felt like that was a much better show than WrestleMania, and it was much shorter. I would still go back because like Access was cool. If I did Access again, I think I would just slam out a bunch of autographs real fast, and then when they do the switch, I would just more or less. I just got caught up in the memorabilia and looking at everything and just being awestruck at everything they showed. But yeah, I would go back. If they would have shortened everything up, I think it would have been a better time because, like, I seen actually people leaving, like, before the main event, which was sad because that main event could have been better, but like everyone was exhausted. People were leaving with their kids. People were like, I'm done. They're like, and that's sad. Like, why make it that long? And we got lucky going on the train out because we caught like the second train out. And I heard there was people there for a couple hours afterwards, like couldn't get out because the traffic was bogged down so bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you about that, about on the way out, about traffic, because I did read that, it was over 12:30. By the time you get out of the stadium, you're looking at 1:30. Boom, and now you're waiting until 4 o'clock to get back home. Blah.
Yeah. By the time we took the train and we had to jump on another train or another subway, we didn't get back to our hotel till 2. So 2 o'clock, I hit the pillow and I was done. Because we wanted to go next day. We wanted to go to Today Show, and we couldn't do it because we'd have to get up at 4 o'clock. I mean, it was
2 hours of sleep.
It would been, I'm like, I'm not doing that. We're like, got a bagel in Hoboken, and we called it a day, and we just drove out the next day. It was good. Like if they shorten it up, it'd be a lot better. I would go back to Access definitely because they have all that stuff, all the statues, the NXT matches. They give a lot. I think next time I would do the VIP, so I get in a half hour early just to go around and see what's up. I think I'd pay the extra money for that. That's the only thing I'd probably change on that. Overall, yeah, great.
We can put you in a wheelchair, or John. One of us can get away with that, right?
Yeah, we'll just Club John. We'll break his leg. That's fine.
Nice. So I'm jealous of you, you son of a gun, and I'm trying to keep it nice. But it sounds like you had a great time. I wish you would have texted me saying that you weren't going to the Today Show, because even though I was off work, I watched the Today Show for the first time in probably 30 plus years, bro. But I didn't see you on it. So, but I watched the Today Show.
Yeah, that's Vince's fault.
Right, that is Vince's
I was
fault.
exhausted.
So, all right, we'll talk to you again. It was awesome, and like I said, I'm jealous. You guys, you sent great pictures. You had a blast, but you never found the English professor, did you?
I didn't. I was looking for him hard. I didn't see him.
So Rollins starts the show right off the bat, showing a new title, and it's back on Raw.
Yeah, and he's going to be a fighting champion and blah, blah, blah.
It's a new day! Yes, it is!
On Raw?
What? The crowd goes nuts.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm like, holy shit, what's going on?
Why are you stealing Seth Rollins' thunder right now?
Yeah, Biggie did a whole split, by the way. Let me just stop that. That's
on Tuesday.
No, he did it on both days.
Oh, he did it both days.
Both days.
Aaron Nicholas can do that.
It's because he's so short, though.
Well, yeah, but he's still a big dude.
He is a big dude.
Aaron and Biggie are big dudes.
Yeah, they are.
To be flexible enough to do a split, that's pretty awesome.
So they announced about 75 times that the shake-up's next week.
Yeah.
Between Raw and SmackDown, shake-up.
So I didn't think about this until today because, like, when we get into SmackDown, we'll say how many people transitioned from Raw to SmackDown, but they're just getting everybody excited about that. And
right, that's all it is.
Yeah. So it was going to be title versus title, Kofi versus Seth.
And Seth says, okay, let's do it.
Winner take all.
And I'm like, they're taking it off of Kofi already. I instantly thought, damn it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I'm like, this is going to suck. So the first real match is the rematch. The Revival against Hawkins and Ryder.
Woo, woo, woo.
You know it.
The Major Brothers.
A shatter machine happens. I'm like, holy shit. The Revival is getting it back. Here we go with Hawkins and Ryder again. Nope. Ryder got it. Hawkins already tagged himself in, pushes him off, does some stuff, and gets a victory roll up. Bam. But he did use the tights. Did you see that?
Oh, my goodness.
He used the tight. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. You're reaching. All
right. Corbin comes out and he says, hey, he's proven he's better. He should be an Olympic gold medalist now. He deserves a medal.
You suck. And
I'm like, wait, what's Angle doing?
Yeah, he's retired.
Why?
But he comes out in jeans and a sports coat.
And he wishes Corbin luck.
Bad luck. And then hits him with the Olympic slam.
And then we hear...
I knew who it was right when I heard the music.
Yeah.
Because we're NXT fans too. So here comes, finally, After months of anxiety.
And months.
After all this build-up, and then no build-up, and then more build-up, and then no build-up, Lars Sullivan makes his WWE debut.
To beat up a retired 50-year-old decrepit
Old
man.
man.
Wow.
Sad.
Huge impact, Lars.
Huge impact.
Huge. Next up is Alexis against Bayley. Alexis started this whole thing on Twitter. She wants a match. She challenged both of them. Whoever answers. Bayley answered. Bayley lost quick.
Are they pushing Bliss again?
I would think so.
She's back.
She's back. She must be completely healthy. Didn't want to get her into WrestleMania because there was no story for her.
No.
There was one story.
And that was the man.
Yeah, that was it. So now they can build her back up. And speaking of the man, she comes out.
Yeah.
Becky Two Belts.
Becky Two Belts. A little long-winded, though.
She kind of named herself that.
She named herself the man.
Well, right. But she beat Ronnie and Ric Flair's daughter. Not even saying Charlotte. And then Lacey Evans comes down. And they get into a little scuffle.
Just a wave? Lacey did her wave thing, or did
She did wave, but she kind of stopped then when she got down at the ring, and then she just cold cocks back.
Woof.
Right?
Out of nowhere.
Refs come and they had a little scuffle, but
A long scuffle.
it was long.
They had a long scuffle.
Bex tries to get her into disarm her. She weasels out of it.
They had a long scuffle, and Lacey Evans was wearing heels. Teresa was pumped for this. She's like, oh my God, is she in heels?
Right?
That's just amazing. I guess. I don't know. I've never wore heels. Never
I
had
have
to.
once. I have once.
That makes sense.
Right? Yep. NXT against the Glorious Guys. Glorious Guys are going bad.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. Well, prior they said they're done doing things the right way. They're now going to do their things their way by any means necessary. I was just waiting for the fist to go up and Farouk to come running out with them.
Whoa.
Any means necessary is a nation
We
of domination.
are the nation.
But the Glorious Guys lose the match, but afterwards they beat the snot out of NXT.
Yes.
Nonetheless. Elias is backstage. He's looking sad. He's like, hey, everybody's ruined my concerts. If anybody ruins my concerts tonight, they're done. Whatever. So he's going to get ready to head out to the ring, but it's in a while. Then we come back from a commercial, and there's a pterodactyl coughing, or what the hell is that?
Is that a buzzard?
Is it a buzzard?
Did you listen to it? The voice?
It's Bray.
It sounds like Bray.
It's Bray.
Why's he got a puppet, though?
Right, yeah. And it's a child puppet. It really...
You know what I really hope? Is that Bray would face The Undertaker at Crown Jewel and, some way steal The Undertaker mojo. You know what I mean?
Bray needs something like that because you've buried him enough.
Yeah. And he needs to be unburied.
Yeah. Unburied.
And maybe a buried alive match would bring that.
And then get rid of The Undertaker?
I don't know if you get rid of him. He's still always going to be The Undertaker.
Right.
You know what I mean? But just to build Bray up.
Yeah. Right. Bob against Dean. Dean's last match in WWE.
And it wasn't even a match because Bob says, hey, when you're gone, I'll take care of your wife for you.
And Dean snaps. Snaps, and this goes crazy.
Not into a Slim Jim, just crazy.
Renee, probably didn't break, but broke as an announcer and went up and took care of her husband finally.
Right. Which didn't happen when he got his head kicked in on the steel steps.
Right.
But when he got powerbombed through or choke bombed, what does he call that thing?
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
Choke bomb through a table.
Sure.
Because it's not a choke slam.
No, it's not.
It's like a choke bomb. It's like a half power bomb.
Choke bomb
from
sounds
a choke.
great.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Mojo's still talking to himself. Now he has face paint.
His eye's all crazy.
Yeah.
He's got a broken mirror.
You got a broken mirror and broken eye.
Everything's broken. Oh, is it broken Mojo?
Delete this. Sami Zayn's back and he looks as fat as me.
Yeah, he even has your haircut.
He did not do anything in those 10 months that he was off.
No.
He toured the world.
At least Kevin Owens got into the gym, lost a little weight, and now has an arm sleeve tattoo.
He came out and everybody was pumped. I'm like, guys, he left bad.
Yeah, he's going to be a heel.
He's going to be a heel coming back. And he lost the match. He challenged anybody. Finn came out, and I'm like, you can't give it to Sammy on a return. No freaking way. And they don't, which I'm all right with. Because Finn would just win titles, lose titles, win titles. And I'm like, just get rid of Finn if you're going to let that. But Sammy says he's done. He's going to take care of everybody. He's done satisfying people.
See y'all in hell.
Judge. Yeah, see you in hell. So Elias does come out. And Cena's a piece of garbage. And he's ready to do his show. And whoever challenges him or would break up this next concert would be a dead man. Bong! Guess what?
2 hours later, The Undertaker makes it to the ring. And then
they stare for about 30 seconds,
Elias,
which was a long 30 seconds.
Elias thinks about getting out of the ring. He's like, I said it. And he gets back in his face. And then big boot.
Yep. Boom. Choke slam.
Choke slams.
See you later. Does this set up a match for Crown Jewel?
No.
You don't think it's going to be Taker and Elias?
You want to see Taker and Elias?
Taker's wrestling.
They're just going to squash Elias more.
Well, yeah, I know. So now we're on to winner takes all. Seth against Kofi. And I'm like, I'm still nervous.
This guy is sleeping by now.
Still nervous. I'm like, man, it was a great match. It really was until the Bar comes out and attacks Kofi.
And then what do we have?
We have a tag team match.
And then they're partying in the background because Kofi and Seth win.
Yeah. The fans were pissed.
I would be too.
They chanted AEW. They chanted CM Punk. They chanted this beeping sucks. They chanted everything. So, SmackDown time. And New Day starts with their party.
Power of positivity.
This was long. It really was. It only took up 15 minutes.
I like the balloons.
But it was long, 15 minutes.
The rainbow balloons. Well, because they let the fans go. Like, they let them have their stuff, and it was cool. That part was cool.
Okay.
And then the Bar comes down and is like, hey, we are the Bar.
And we're going to set up a match.
And we have a third person in the Bar. And I'm like, oh, great, Big Show's back.
That's exactly who I thought it was going to be. I'm like, great.
Nope. Drew McIntyre.
More on that. Aleister Black, Ricochet, and I was going to say Eli, but Ali against Shinsuke, Rusev Day, and Almas. It was quick, it was high spots, it was fast action, it was hard hitting.
I like the NXT guys because they do have spots. They have good spots. And it's awesome to watch.
Ali hit his 730,000 flip in the air to get the win. And then who comes out?
Oh.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, RKO out of nowhere. And then Rusev Day is standing in the ring. Kevin Owens out of nowhere stunner.
I like this stunner, Kevin Owens. I still like the pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah, I like the stunner, Kevin Owens, too.
Yeah. So, out next is R-Truth with Mella. Yeah. R-Truth is happy for Mella. She won the Andre the Giant.
She beat Andre the Giant.
In the Royal Rumble.
In the Royal Rumble.
Mella says, hey,
something like that.
You're a friend. I love you, R-Truth. You've done so much.
Joe. Here comes Joe.
Takes care of R-Truth.
Yes.
Braun!
Takes care of Joe.
Yeah, Joe got out of the way a little bit, though.
Right. He was almost up in the power slam. He got out of it and got his belt and he hightailed it.
Do you see Joe? Which one do you see transforming?
Transferring?
Transforming. No,
transferring.
Transformers.
Yeah. Transferring is...
You're right. Braun.
Yeah, I see Braun coming to the blue brand.
I do, too. Yep. So the Iconics come out, and they're going to defend their titles.
Because they're fighting champions.
They are. And
against the undefeated, 45-0 undefeated Brooklyn Bellas.
No, Bells. Not Bellas.
Bells.
I thought it was Bellas, too.
The Brooklyn Bells.
Right. And this was easy. But Paige does come out. Well, she's in the back. She says, I got a team for him next week.
Ooh.
Right?
I'm hoping they bring Paige as a manager.
I hope so, too. Do you think it's going to be Sonya and Mandy?
No.
Do you think it's going to be somebody from NXT?
Yes.
Or do you think it's going to be me and you dressed as girls?
I hope the third one.
I do too. I really.
Yeah, you thought Lacey Evans was good in heels wrestling. Wait till you see this girl.
You wait to see us. So Shane comes out, and I'm tired. I go to bed.
I was asleep before this.
So I watched all this briefly this morning. Shane comes out, barely moving, talks about The Miz. The Miz is now in the rear view. And then he beats the holy hell out of the poor ring announcer to say best in the world 700 times. Dumb. I'm done. I'm done with this. I told you this was going to be stupid, and it is. So Hardys get a title shot, because why?
Because of the Hardys.
That's why they get a title shot.
Right.
Against the Usos.
Uso Penitentiary.
And I'm shocked that the titles changed hands.
I'm not.
So why the hell weren't... I would have rather seen the Hardys in the match at WrestleMania than win it that way.
This is going to be a thing, because the Usos had a promo before this that said, not only we don't want to prove that we're the best tag team, but the best tag team in history and the best brother tag team ever.
Oh.
So that's where this is going.
Okay.
It'll be a three or five match series, with the culmination being Usos winning.
The culmination from IWC?
No.
Oh, okay. Bex comes out again, Becky 2 belts, and a whole shtick. It's pretty much the same shtick that she said Monday, she said Tuesday, she leaves, and she gets mollywomped again.
By Lacey Evans.
Yep. So, welcome to a feud. New Day against The Bar, and Drew. And Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise on Sheamus, and everybody comes in the ring and celebrates. But I just read before the show, Drew left the match prior to the pin. He didn't go up the ring. He went around the fans. Possible injury.
Oh, not good.
Not good. English professor time.
In his autobiography, Hulk Hogan explains that he hates fighting and that real-life confrontations make him physically ill. Even with pro wrestling's exaggerated tale of the tape, Hogan is still a big man. And that's why, despite admittedly not being a fighter, all it took for the Hulkster to stop a fan who had jumped the railing and charged the ring was a foot in the middle of the fan's back. While the NWO continued with their portion of the evening's entertainment in the ring, Hulk held the fan on the mat with his foot until security arrived. We've seen fans jump onto ball fields for a variety of reasons: political protest, brief notoriety, or just to create a nuisance. Inevitably, the fan is captured by security or the police and arrested. I have never understood the desire to interfere in a sporting event or the need to fight for one's team. What does one hope to accomplish with such actions? There's the risk of injury to oneself and others, and incarceration, at least temporarily, is guaranteed. What happened during this year's WWE Hall of Fame ceremony was different for two reasons. First, to my knowledge, there had never been an attack on a Hall of Fame inductee during a ceremony in any sport until this Saturday, when someone tackled Bret Hart during his acceptance speech. The microphone picked up Bret's grunt as he crumbled to the mat, and Natalya Neidhart was also knocked over during the melee. Thankfully, your boys, the New Day, jumped in the ring and pulled Natty to safety. Fortunately, Bret and Natty were unharmed and were able to finish their speeches. Certainly, I can understand that Bret the Hitman Hart has raised the ire of countless fans during his career. Although the Can Crushers would never condone an attack from a fan on anyone, it would have made more sense if Bret had been attacked by a fan in Pittsburgh after declaring, "If you had to give the USA an enema, you'd start with Pittsburgh." As someone with blue and white pinstriped blood coursing through my veins, I despised Pedro Martinez. His clownish antics infuriated me. I still go back and watch old games of the Yankees beating his Red Sox, particularly when the Yankees would show him who his daddy was. But now that we're older, calmer, and wiser, I enjoy listening to his analysis. I respect him for trying to speak French to reporters when he played in Montreal. Despite what you may feel about a sports figure or entertainer, why attack him literally decades after he has retired? The only answer we have at this time from the person who attacked Bret Hart is, it just felt like it was the right moment. The other thing that made this incident different is how it was handled. When a fan is caught on a baseball field, His hands are pulled behind his back, forcing his arms into awkward, perhaps painful angles. He's then taken off the field, and exactly what happens after that, we do not know. The athletes tend to stay away from the policing process, but wrestling is a different profession. Apparently, mixing equal parts sports and entertainment creates a concoction that alters the mentality of its practitioners. When this guy hit the ring and attacked Bret Hart and Natalya Neidhart, it was like the undead catching a glimpse of a living being. The wrestlers were ravenous in their craving to pummel this person. Rather than let security do their job, Harry Smith removed capable bodies so he could rain down punches on the assailant. Someone in a Hart Foundation jacket can be seen standing outside the ring and throwing knees into this guy. Someone else was dropping elbows on him. Finally, as security removed this person, my first thought was, oh, that's nice. Even though the scumbag tried to attack my favorite wrestler, at least security is attempting to protect his identity by lowering his head. I was mistaken. It was a devastating right uppercut from Dash Wilder that dropped this guy. If it seems like I am relishing in the actions of the wrestlers, I am not. I am not condoning the manner in which this was handled. This would have ended quicker if the wrestlers had let security get the guy out of the arena. In my opinion, the New Day were the only athletes who acted within the law and with safety in mind. I am also not completely blaming the wrestlers for their reactions. Harry Smith is Bret Hart's nephew and Natalya Neidhart's cousin. I also understand that this was during a Hall of Fame induction, and many of the attendees hold the Hart Foundation in very high regard. But this sort of justice was not an isolated incident. At a house show in 1998, Stone Cold hit Triple H with a stunner and successfully defended his world championship. Moments later, a fan ran into the ring with some kind of weapon and attacked Stone Cold. Austin, still on his back, recognized the danger and brought his knees up to shield himself. Fortunately, Triple H displayed incredible recuperative powers after the stunner, got up and waist-locked and snapped him to the mat with an over-the-head, belly-to-back suplex. But he wasn't done there. He bombarded the fan with punches, and even the referee got in on the action with repeated kicks. Once security had the fan by the arms, Triple H reared back and threw one more punch that seemingly knocked the guy unconscious. That was probably too much. But the irony is, this guy jumped in to help Triple H. The bottom line to all of this is what the Honky Tonk Man said at a comic book convention. Your ticket entitles you to your seat. It entitles you to the entertainment. That's it. The guy who attacked Bret Hart was probably unaware of Triple H snap suplexing a fan. He probably thought that, at worst, he'd get cuffed and taken away. Or if a wrestler did get involved, maybe it would be along the lines of Hulk Hogan just putting a foot on his back. He was wrong. And for the English tip of the week, we will discuss dangling prepositions, also known as hanging prepositions and stranded prepositions. For example, at WrestleMania 11, Owen Hart introduced Yokozuna as his mystery partner against the Smoking Guns. Perhaps before the big reveal, some of the guys in the locker room asked Owen, "Whom are you teaming up with?" With is the preposition, and in this case, it's been separated from its object, whom. The boys in the back should have asked Owen, "With whom are you teaming?" Legend has it that Winston Churchill, frustrated with the corrections of one of his editors who tried to get him to not end sentences with a preposition, replied, "This is just the sort of grammar up with which I will not put." Is ending a sentence with a preposition grammatically incorrect? The answer is no. But there's almost always a better option. Winston Churchill could have said, "This is just the sort of grammar I will not tolerate." Maybe the locker room wouldn't say, "Owen, with whom are you teaming?" Although I don't see why they wouldn't. But they could ask, "Owen, who's your partner tonight?" When Bobby Heenan pleaded with President Jack Tunney that the Giant Machine was really Andre the Giant, President Tunney could have responded by saying, "It's something I'll look into." Or he could have avoided the preposition by telling the brain, "It's something I'll have to investigate." I feel Piper's Pit was always entertaining because Hot Rod always had something to talk about. About is a preposition. We can avoid the preposition at the end of this sentence by replacing it with a verb. Piper's Pit was always entertaining because Hot Rod always had something to say. And with that, class,
You're dismissed.
Oh, Mark, it's our favorite time of the show. Let's do our shtick, and then we'll have garbage tip of the week.
Pro Printing Office, 814-834-3006. Graphics, t-shirts, everything.
I actually just called Dave because I need to get some invites made.
You're going there?
Yep.
Cool.
He's my homeboy.
He is your homeboy.
They do everything.
All right.
Like I said, Swanson's Auto Body and Customs, 814-389-2294.
Collar and elbow hats, hoodies, tees, sweats, jackets. When you check out OVW for 10%, I got mine on today.
You do have yours on today.
I do.
And everybody can see that on the podcast.
When they see the picture, you jackass.
Facebook and Instagram at CanCrusher69.
Gmail, cancrusher69@gmail.com.
Mark just got lost. Somebody email me and tell me where Mark is. Website, https://cancrusher69.wixsite.com/cancrushers.
Alexa Box Cast, Overcast, Bullhorn, Stitcher, Google Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Buzzsprout, and we are now available on WrestlePost app.
Woo, look at us go. We're getting all over the place. Blog radio on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. 563-999-3462?
That is a 2.
That's a horrible 2, bud.
Right. Thursdays from 7 to 8.
563-999-3462.
Yep.
You can call in and talk to Mark.
And the English professor.
And the English professor. If I'm around, I'll call in, but I haven't been around lately. Thursdays are busy. 563-994-3462. Oh my goodness, I messed that up.
I got a ton of stuff on my phone, nonetheless.
I was spitting.
IWC
sputtering.
United Champions this Saturday in Meadville. You'll see Sting, Hardcore Holly, Hurricane MVP, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
From the Ashes, Sean Phoenix benefit in Lamont Furnace, PA, May 10th. All the proceeds go to Sean Phoenix, who was injured in a IWC event a while back.
Yep, he was going to go through a table and missed the table. Imagine Pro Wrestling Volume 2 in Altoona, Pennsylvania on May 18th.
D'Lo Brown.
Garbage tip music.
Garbage, 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 garbage.
So the garbage tip isn't about garbage this week.
And when we talked about this earlier, you were like, well, it's not about garbage. I don't think we can do it. Mark, we've done it before where we haven't had garbage tips about garbage. Basically, our garbage tips are life tips.
This is a life tip. Don't be a effing douchebag. Guys, I put a post out there Saturday night. If any of you have watched the Hall of Fame, it was great. Everybody got in. There was this giant jack-off that came and rushed Bret Hart and knocked him over during his Hall of Fame speech.
So through all of this, I found out that this guy has been tweeting Triple H, tweeting WWE. There's something wrong with this guy.
Right, but he left the tweet out pretty much saying, I'm coming. So it was out there. I mean, how do you know what event he's going to be at or whatever? But his last tweet was, I'm coming. Now, I'm not saying do this to Brutus or Tori or DX or whoever.
You don't do this to anybody. These are entertainers. These are people that are putting their bodies, like I said earlier, putting their bodies on the line to entertain you. It's real, but in the same sense, it's an act.
Right. What I have said, I posted it Saturday night. The Can Crushers and our Can Crushers associates, we do not go beyond those barriers.
Unless we're invited.
Unless we're invited. Or into the ring or whatever. We were invited at an Asylum event. Crazy Shay said, hey, bring the boys in. I'm going to show them how to run the ropes. And he said, wipe your feet. You know, it was awesome. I'm just giving him props there.
Crazy Shay also said, I want you to throw a chop to me. And I was like, dude, I don't know if this is a good idea. Because I'm not...
You don't know it.
I'm not trained. I don't want to hurt this guy.
Right. But to go in and to attack a man who has suffered a stroke, just beat cancer, and is old.
Yeah, Bret Hart is not a young pup.
Right? And attack him. Stay the hell in your seat. You're not a wrestling fan, you mutant.
The worst part about this is it was during Jim the Anvil Neidhart's introduction, and he just passed recently in that year.
Right.
You want to get recognition, this is the worst way to get it.
You are hated by the wrestling community right now.
Every one of us.
If Kel was not watching the dog right now, Saturday night, I'm telling you, as soon as this happened, she heard me yelling at the TV, and then when I told her what happened, I started crying. I'm like, he just ruined this kind of for the family. Yes, Brett did go on and continue it, but it's going to be tainted all the time.
Right.
This is an asshole move. I don't care where you do it. Get on YouTube and watch all these jagoffs get beat to shit. My favorite one is in Germany. Somebody goes in trying to attack Stone Cold, and Triple H and a ref lay the boots. Triple H actually suplexed this guy like twice and lays this. I want to swear so often today, but I'm just so pissed off about this.
So I guess where you're going with this garbage tip is you're at a sporting event or an event nonetheless where there's entertainment.
It could be a play.
Right. Let the people perform. If you don't like it, kindly get up and leave.
Right.
If you don't want to watch it, if you don't like what's going on, go somewhere else. Don't ruin it for everybody. Don't ruin it for families. Don't ruin it for friends. Don't ruin it for fans.
You're an asshole.
Right. And I posted something a couple weeks ago about a junior Olympic wrestling thing where parents are getting into a fist fight.
That's an
in
asshole
front of their
move
kids.
too. Yeah.
This is the same thing. You're on the same level as that.
Right.
It's a sporting event. You're not teaching them to be good sportsmen if you want to go in there and fight.
The English professor is always nice with his words.
You want to go in there and fight, put your gloves on, start training, call me up. I like to fight.
You're an asshole. That's all. I would just want to end by saying you were an asshole. I will not say your name. It's out there. You can find it. I don't care. You're an asshole.
Remember, just because you're trash,
You're an asshole.
it doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's called a garbage can, not a garbage cannot.
Guys, thanks for everything, and let's keep this ride going. Paul's got to go to work.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.